Welcome back to the channel. This is Gillis TV here right on Clemhawks, and today we got a different kind of video that it's been talked about ever since Connor McDavid came into the league. But before we get to that, make sure you hit that like button, that subscribe button for more sports content from right now MLB, NHL. We're going to get in the NFL and NBA when the seasons start there. But like I said, this video is about Connor McDavid, and usually when I do these videos, the other team is involved, and that's the Toronto Maple Leafs. And like I said, ever since Connor McDavid came into the league, it's been, after his entry level, McDavid's coming to Toronto. After this contract's up, McDavid's coming to Toronto. I'm sorry, Leaf fans. McDavid is not coming to Toronto. It's not because I'm Oilers biased. You got to look at where your team will be in 2025, 2026 when he becomes a free agent. Now, you might say, well, that's not far away. You're right. That is only 3-4 seasons away. But you still have to look at your roster and what the Toronto Maple Leafs have to do in order to sign a guy. Because right now, McDavid's making $12.5 million. I'm sorry, in 3 years, he's probably making 15.5. Not going to lie, that is realistic, as McDavid just scores on your screen there. That's realistic for Connor McDavid, as he probably could have got 13.5, 14 when he signed this 12.5 million for 8 years. You also got to think, as a Maple Leafs fan, you just signed Morgan Riley to that contract. I believe it was 8 years, 7.5 per year. Now, in 2 years, you got Austin Matthews. That is due for a new contract. In 3 years, is John Tavares going to still be with the Maple Leafs? In 3 years, you got Mitch Marner, which I wouldn't let him go if you're trying to keep Austin Matthews. If you lose one, you're probably losing the other. Calgary just went through that. It's a possibility that if both are gone, or one goes, the other one goes, depending on how they are, and they're not like Matthew Tkachuk, so we'll see how that goes. Then you got William Nylander, that's done in 2 years. Yes, we're talking 3 years down the road, but if the salary cap only goes up $3.5 million, or $1.5 million over those 3 years, you're looking at $4.5 million extra in salary cap room, but you got to sign all those guys. And the way the Leafs roster is shaped, they don't sign many guys for more than 1 or 2 years because these guys are making so much money. And if you're going to go after a higher end goalie in 3 to 4 years when, Murray's done and Samsonov's done, if they don't amount to what they should, Toronto realistically would have to blow their team up for McDavid to go to Toronto. It's the hard truth. Edmonton's making it work because when he comes off the books, they just have to try and get a couple more million to re-sign him again. Same with Draisaitl. Same with Nuge. Just a couple million. Their contract comes off the books. They have that contract there still. And another reason I don't think McDavid will come to Toronto is, yes, his family lives there, but it's not like they're from the States. That was the problem with Gaudreau and Tkachuk, is the whole mandate thing, the whole COVID thing probably played a factor in those two leaving. Having your family in Canada, it's just a quick flyover from Toronto to Edmonton to watch play. If they're in Ottawa, if they're in Toronto, if they're in Montreal playing, it's a quick hop and a skip for McDavid's family to be there. Why change your life in Edmonton to go play for Toronto? Like, John Tavares is a totally different reason, because he was playing on Long Island. He was playing in New York, and his family was all in the Toronto area. It's harder to go over the border than it is to go northwest or east-west in a country, especially with the whole COVID thing. So right now, the Maple Leafs are actually over the cap by 1.493 million. And I don't know if there is an injured guy that will go on the IR at that point when season starts or training camp starts. But realistically, there is the only way McDavid and Toronto would make sense is if Toronto lost Matthews, if Toronto lost, we'll see here, you know, John Tavares in 3 years. But even if they just lost John Tavares, you still need to try and find $4 to $5 million somewhere else, with Matthews and Marner needing new contracts, with William Nylander needing a new contract. And that is it. And so that's my take, is I don't believe Connor McDavid will be going to the Toronto Maple Leafs, as we just got breaking news that the Oilers have re-signed, yes, Puljujärvi, but that is the fact. It is. There's no way Connor McDavid's going to leave Edmonton, where they're building a team right now to win, and he has his best friend in Leon Draisaitl and Darnell Nurse there. He's loving the team as it is, and realistically, sorry Leaf fans, that's just the cold hard truth, is I don't believe McDavid, unless they pay him $20 million a year, is going to Toronto, and then Toronto won't have a team. You have to blow up your team in order to get McDavid, as the Oilers don't have to do that because he's already on that team making that money. It's a lot easier being the team on. But I hope you guys have a good one. I'll catch you later.